Today we're going to be talking about an introduction to functions. And we're going to start by looking at what we call the coordinate plane. This is the grid that you're looking at. And on the grid, we have the horizontal axis, which is known as the x-axis, the vertical axis, which is known as the y-axis. Where those axes meet is called the origin, and it divides the grid into 4 areas called quadrants. Going counterclockwise, the upper right-hand quadrant is quadrant 1, then going counterclockwise, quadrant 2, then quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. An ordered pair consists of an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate, written with parentheses x comma y. X is your horizontal value, y is your vertical value. So if you want to graph each of these points on our coordinate plane, 2, -3, we always start at the origin. So we go 2 to the right in the positive direction and 3 down to get to -3. There's the point R. To get, because remember, positive numbers are to the right, negative numbers to the left on the x-axis, positive numbers are above on the y-axis, and negative numbers are below. So to graph the point -4, 4, we're looking to go horizontally first, so we have to go left 4. Then we want to go vertically, so we're going to go up 4. And there's your point -4, 4. There's point A. S is the point 0, 2. So it means we start at the origin and move horizontally 0. We stay right there, but our vertical value is 2, so we go up 2, and there is point S. B is the point 0, -5. So we move horizontally 0, and we just go down 5. And there is point B. Point T, -2, 6. We move horizontally -2, vertically +6. And there is your point T. Point C, we move horizontally -2, which means we go left, and vertically -3, which means we move down, and there is point C. So that's how you graph points. Now, in this problem, we want to name the quadrant in which each point lies. So if we have the point 0, 3, here it is, up on the y-axis. That is in no quadrant. Remember, this is quadrant 1 in the upper right-hand corner, going counterclockwise, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and then quadrant 4. So the quadrant in which 0, 3 lies is none. E is the point -2, 2. So we go to the left 2 and up 2. So that is in quadrant 3. H, -1, -1. We go to the left 1 and down 1. Oh, I didn't mean to write 3 on the last one. I should have written 2. Here we go. Yes. So moving back to point E, that was in quadrant 2, and I should label that. -2, 2 is right here. So that is quadrant 2. H, -1, -1 in quadrant 3. G, 4, 1. So we go to the right 4 and up 1. There it is. So that is in quadrant 1. -1, -1 was in quadrant 3. And 3, -3. We go to the right 3 and down 3, which is right here. That's point K, and that is in quadrant 4. Next, let's look at this word problem. An engraver charges a setup fee of $10 plus $2 for every word engraved. Write a rule for the engraver's fee. Write ordered pairs for the engraver's fee when there are 5, 10, 15, and 20 words engraved. All right, so the rule would be, we're going to use Y for our cost. And let's use X for the number of words. So to write our rule, we would have y is equal to, well, they charge $10 right up front, plus $2 for every word engraved. So that would be 10 plus 2x. Now what we want to do, let's make a table if we can of this information. So here's x and y. So we want to know for 5, 10, 15, and 20 words what the cost is. Well, didn't do a very good job there, but that's okay. Let's just draw those lines going across. Okay, so x is 5, 10, 15, and 20. I made too many lines, but that's okay. So we have y equals 10 plus 2x. So for 5 words, it's going to be $10 plus 2 times 5, which is 10 plus 10, so that's going to be $20. For 10 words, we have 10 plus 2 times 10, so that's 10 plus 20, so that's $30. Excuse me. And so how we would write these as ordered pairs, we're going to have 5, 20 for x, y. Remember, that's how we write an ordered pair. And 10, 30. Next, we have 10 plus 2 times 15 words. So we have 10 plus 30, which gives us 40. So we have 15, 40. $10 plus 2 times 20 gives you 10 plus 40, so it's $50 for 20 words. So we have 20, 50, and you can put your dollar signs on the costs. And you can see right here, I did have the answer to the rule, 10 plus 2x. Okay, so let's continue. We want to generate ordered pairs for each function using the given values of x. And then let's graph the ordered pairs and describe a pattern. So what we want to do here is let's insert a table. If we can. Oh, I guess it's not going to let us do that. Okay, well that's all right. Let's go ahead and make one. So here's our x and our y. So it's just like what we did before, except the only difference is now we're going to graph them. So x is -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Let's plug those numbers in. So we have 2 times -2 plus 1, which gives us -4 plus 1, which is -3. And our ordered pair ends up being -2, -3. Let's do the next one. So we have 2 times -1 plus 1. So that gives us -2 plus 1, which gives us -1. So we end up with the point -1, -1. Next we insert 0. So 2 times 0 plus 1, which just gives us 1. So we have the point 0, 1. You can probably see a pattern developing here. Next insert the 1. 2 times 1 plus 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, so we have the point 1, 3. And then we have 2 times 2 plus 1, which gives us 4 plus 1, which is 5. So we have the point 2, 5. And I know there's a table down below which you could... oh, there it is. So we'll get rid of that in just a moment. Let's keep going with this table here. So we have -2, -3, so we go to the left 2 and down 3 to graph it. -1, -1, to the left 1 and down 1. 0, 1 means we just go up 1. 1, 3, we go to the right 1 and up 3. 2, 5, go to the right 2 and up 5. And we do get this line, so we're going to connect those points. By the way, these lines do go on and on forever, because just think we could put in even more points in our table. So to indicate that they go on and on forever, we just put arrows on the end. Next, we have this particular formula, y equals x squared minus 3, and we want to make a table of values and graph for the values x equals -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So we're going to make a table just like before. And we're going to plug our numbers in. Y is x squared minus 3. So we have -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So we have, let's plug our numbers in. We have -2 squared minus 3. Well, -2 times -2 is a positive 4. So we have 4 minus 3, which is 1. So we have the point -2, 1. I would advise whenever you plug in a negative number, when you substitute that, put it in parentheses. Because if you did not have parentheses around this -2, you would have ended up with -4. And it should be positive, just like we have written down. So we have -1 squared minus 3, which gives us 1 minus 3, which is -2. And so we have the point -1, -2. Let's do the next point. We have 0 squared minus 3, which just gives us -3. So we have the point 0, -3. You might not be seeing a pattern in this one. This one actually is not a straight line like before. Now 1, we have 1 squared minus 3, which gives us 1 minus 3, which is -2. Now that does match. So we have, with one that we had up above, we had a -2 up there. And let's see the next one. We have 2 squared minus 3, which is 4 minus 3, which is 1. So we have the point 2, 1. So let's see what happens here. Let's graph these. That does match up above too with, or the y value does. We did have a 1 before. So let's see what that looks like. -2, 1 is right here. -1, -2. It's right here. 0, -3, just go down 3. 1, -2, we go to the right 1 and down 2. And 2, 1, we go to the right 2 and up 1. And we get this shape that is called a parabola. I'm going to put arrows on the end. It's kind of a curve here. And you notice here is a type of pattern that you can see. You notice the y values are the same on these 2 points right across from each other, and then from these 2 points down below. That was why I was pointing out that those points matched, because they were the same height on the parabola. Well, thank you very much for joining me today.